Is this thing on?
No, I don't.
How much battery's left? So annoying. I can't say annoying right now because it's annoying. Can't. It's so bad. I have to get a battery.
For what?
I have to go to Bridgewater to get my battery from the... Because it died. It was dead. I went to drive the other day and backed out and I charged it. I jumped it and then I was running and I unto the cables and it went mark. So the battery's completely dead.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Who's in there? Anyone in yet?
Not yet.
No one in yet?
Not yet.
Still. Takes a bit. Oh, is it on the...
I have no idea.
On. Eric, what up?
Ouch.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh.
This is loud.
What is what?
So loud. Oh.
Just turn and record. It is cold. It is cold in here still. I hate saying it's cold and it's May.
It's freezing in here.
I'm gonna sit here like this until we're ready. So you guys have questions? I don't know if people they wait till people are like, if I'm getting it live, I'm gonna ask questions immediately before everybody goes in with questions. And I just posted a little bit ago, so people start chiming in later.
Okay, so they actually do have a question.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's do my, I don't know why these are the longest. Seriously.
These are not fitness related at all.
Where are they?
Can you say, what's up in the scary movie voice?
In the scary movie voice?
Yeah.
In a scary, well, like in a scary movie
It
voice?
says in the scary movie voice.
What is the scary movie
I have no
voice?
idea. Who won Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Who won? Oh, I don't know, man. I gotta say Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar did? I gotta say.
Hey Johnny, what's the difference between close and narrow grip?
Oh, cool. Oh, asking for pressing?
Pressing or pulling?
Okay, so close grip is gonna be like this. Okay, here we go. This will be easy. I'll do a diagram. All right, here we go. You can use that thing, right, to go down here, so
What?
people can see. I'm not putting this here for a reason. Can you see this?
I can see that.
Can you?
I can, yes.
Oh shit. All right, so this grip wouldn't be as, your normal grip for pulling is gonna be outside shoulder width like this, right? So that would be like your, let's say regular grip, anything like this, right? Your narrow would be like this, would be that, and then your close grip would be like this guy right here, would be like really close, right? That would be like narrow and this would be close. That's how I'm gonna translate that. Now when you're pressing, your close grip isn't gonna be a narrow grip, your close grip, and I'm just gonna, that sucks. I'm just gonna sit here. Why is this backwards? Your close grip is gonna be, guillotine. So, is it going?
No, you're good.
Cool. All right, so we call this is your close grip, right? If you just take your hands and put them like basically right, like shoulder width apart, we call this like biachroma, basically where your clavicles are, like right where your shoulder blades are, this would be your close grip. So if you're doing close grip bench press, this is it. It's so your hands go to the side of your body. If it's too close, if we do this, we end up losing mobility or range of motion, and we're like this. And this is not where we want to be to press anything. So your close grip for bench should be shoulder width apart, like literally, like not inside shoulder width, like just right here. So I'm going down, whether I'm doing like a close grip like this, or I'm doing a JM press, this is your close grip.
Advice for wrist strength or pain for push exercises and front rack position.
Stretch. I'm gonna say most of the time you have wrist pain is a lack of mobility and then stressing it in some type of a grip. So strengthen your wrist by doing some mobility. You can do things like on the ground. I do these. You start like this, and then you rock over top like this, and you can do circles like just stretching it, and then you do it. Then you open hand up like this, and do the same thing one side, like stretching one side like this, back and forth like stretch, and then going all the way around like this, and then sitting back, right? And you can work your way that way, or you can do them actually on the wall, which I'm not going to grab because there are only mirrors there. But basically on the wall, same thing, and doing this. Start off slow so you can get yourself some mobility there, and then doing like I think it showed a couple of video on forearm exercises. That will just help with like mobility. Going back both sides as well too. That will help, but like stretching it is massive.
So I've lost about 100 pounds from 330 to 230, congrats. And I want to drop to 220, but have been stuck at 230. I train 4 days a week extensively, but it's not dropping at all.
So whenever someone says that to me, I know exactly why, because here's what you said to me. I lost 330, went to 230. Dope. I want to lose more. I've been training 4 days a week, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm waiting for the rest of the story. And the rest of the story should have been like, I started at 330. I was eating X amount of calories. I reduced my calories and upped my carb to this to get down to 230. And now I don't know whether or not I should reduce more calories or increase my workload. So I know there's an element of the nutrition part that's missing. And that's why you can't go anywhere, because you've initially gone down. So now we need to go another direction or get past the plateau. And it's got to be by either increasing cardio or calories. And I don't know which one you have done. So I need the answer for that.
Should I go back to a carnivore diet or cut carbs? I went vegan, but I feel like I'm consuming more carbs than I should be and snacking more.
So why are we doing a carnivore diet and why are we now doing a vegan diet? So it's like going from it's going from one end of the spectrum to the other. So like, why are we jumping back and forth to two completely different types of dieting? When really though, like the big thing is like dieting basically is doing one thing, is putting you in a deficit. So why are we choosing these certain ways to diet? Why are we not doing a combination of both? Because that was what you should be doing, is like both together would help out. Final answer.
Yes, this is a real live stream. Can you do one arm push-up?
Can I do a one arm push-up? Nope.
In short on
Yes.
time, but want something I can still build with, like for example, chest day.
If you're short on time, you want something to build with on chest day? How much time do you have? 30 minutes? You can literally do, I would say do any chest movement. Let's just say incline chest press. You got 30 minutes, do 5 sets of 5 to 15 reps with a 3-second negative, 1 second pause, and a 1 second positive. Do that, and if you have more time, do accessory work, some flies. Or if you don't want to do that, just do 10 full sets, or 8. Do 8 sets. I would stick to just 5 and do another exercise, to be honest.
I still don't understand if elbows in front on lat pull down or down to the side.
On lat pull downs, elbows are going to be so easy for you guys to kind of get this idea here. So when you're doing pull-ups, whatever you want to call it, like, let's just say this: when your hands are pronated, like this, your elbows are going to come to the side, right? They can't go forward because my hands are this way, right? If you look at like the blade of my hand, then my elbow in the same direction. When I switch to say like neutral, the blade of my hand is going forward. So now my elbows, whether it's like, we're here forward or we're going supinated, now my elbow is in front, and now my elbow is going to be in the front, whether this way, or this way, or this way, is basically follow the blade of your hand. If your blade of your hand is this way and you're going and your elbows are pointing this way, it's gonna be really hard on your wrist.
Johnny, what is a good cue on chest when doing, I believe this is incline dumbbell press, IDP maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
A good cue?
Yeah.
I would say like if someone has an issue with doing incline, I would say the couple things. Is these dumbbell? Dumbbell, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I say number one, let's get our elbows, get our weight up, right? Floor to core, feet down the ground, under your knees, head back. Get your body here first. I'll say roll your shoulders back and away from your ears, almost like you're trying to like pinch. You don't want to really necessarily pinch your back, your shoulder blades, but think about like getting your ears, your elbows, getting your shoulders as far away from your ears as you can, right? And then open up a bit here, and then pressing on the way up. While you're here, I always pretend or think when you're coming down, when you're pressing, press yourself into the ground. So that's going to give you this kind of a look, rather than going like this, and then pressing up like this and re-rolling our back, right? So keep your chest up, and think of it doing like an inverted row. Like I'm doing an inverted row and pulling the weight down to me, and then I'm pressing myself into the floor. And then keeping your head up and then watching where you're pressing. Hope that helped.
Yes, this is Erica. Will drinking wine interfere with muscle growth?
Well, drinking what?
Wine interfere with muscle growth?
Depends on much, but yeah, it's balance, right? Here's my thing: if you have to adjust your life so you can drink and then work out, you need to figure it out. Like it's like if it's you know what I mean. Like, but you should still be able to have a drink once in a while, right? If it's enough, if you're doing it enough that you think it's going to interrupt with your muscle growth, then it's probably more than you need.
I'm going to gym tonight to do chest and triceps. What's the best one to start with? To do first, basically. What exercise to do first?
So there's a couple questions on that. Number one, it's going to be what are you prioritizing? So like I say you have a pretty built chest already, then you could do triceps first. It can necessarily get in the way of your pressing because your triceps are going to be one of those, is your secondary muscle going to help with actually pushing. And if your chest is a priority, then I would do triceps after. To make it super simple, I think it's easiest just to do triceps after you do chest. Just give me the answer.
What do you train with pyramid exercises? Thank you for your helpful details.
What I train with pyramid exercise, so anything really. You could do. Your pyramid scheme is just like, I would say. Let me take it back. I would say do pyramid exercises with exercises that aren't going to be so like tiring to do. No, so basically, I wouldn't do a pyramid training with bent over dumbbell or barbell rows. It's just too hard on my body, right? For me to sit in this position and then do a row, and then like there's like this, the fatigue to stimulus ratio is gonna be a lot greater. I could do a pyramid to like say like incline or I would say machine or Smith machine press, fairly simple to do that on selectorized machines, but something where I'm holding a lot of weight and I'm like using my body, like deadlifts I wouldn't do it. Squatting, I wouldn't do it, like barbell squats or even goblet squats. You probably could with like leg press, right? So like I'm looking at those kind of things and like it's pretty easy to do. I would say like biceps, triceps, lateral raises. Yeah.
Is standing dumbbell press for shoulders better than sitting dumbbell press? What's the difference?
The difference is you're gonna have no momentum when you're sitting, and then standing you possibly can have momentum. You're just in a more stable position when you're seated, right? You're gonna have a lot more of the rest of the body getting engaged to help stabilize it. So the system, the stimulus to fatigue is gonna be greater. Sorry, the fatigue. So what I mean by that is I'm gonna get more tired doing standing presses because they have to stabilize throughout the rest of my body than doing them in seated. So I'll be able to put out more weight I'll have a lot more tension sitting than I would be standing, right? I'm not going to be able to push anywhere near as much as seated than standing, if that makes sense.
Hi Johnny, thanks for all your advice. The Smith machine is at my gym is on a slight angle. Is it better to have the weight go away from my head during presses or towards my head?
Man, I just want to go to whoever made that machine, any of them, who's like, let's do it on an angle. It's pretty smart. No, you want to, if anything, like when you're pressing, it's gonna be best if it's kind of doing that. You know what I mean? As unfortunate as it is that it's on an angle, it's better that you're pressing almost in that arc, because you kind of have a natural arc when you're doing pressing, and I think that's why they did it like that in the first place. So yeah, it's better if you're on the bench and it was kind of doing this rather than doing this and going away.
I'm 63 with 2 past back surgeries. I have trouble hitting the lats. I have a slight forward tilting neck due to small hump. The only thing that slightly works is lat prayers. Any other ideas?
So lat prayers, okay. Whoa, okay. That's for me. I'm saying that because when you're saying something like you had back surgery and lat prayers, there's a lot of stability in whether you're doing it like this or like this, but like being here in this position and you're saying a little bit of your head's kind of tilted forward because of a bump in your back. I feel like this would be very challenging to do, but if you can do that, that's really good, because I would say take that exercise and find a chest supported movement that would help with your pulling. So maybe it's a chest supported, high row or horizontal row or something. Chest supported movements for you would probably be best.
We have a little bit more information about the 100-pound weight loss.
Cool.
He says he has reduced his calories to 1,600 calories. My maintenance is 2,900 calories.
Yeah.
At 1,600 calories, I'm struggling.
That's why.
And,
100%. That's why.
Sustainable.
Yeah. So like, let's just put it this way: if you're 230, your maintenance calories should be around like 4,000, like in like a perfect world, right? Because I kind of know that number because I used to be 230. So the reason why you're not losing anymore is because you're just going. Like, you understand, like, so, because some good math here, 70% of the food you eat goes to your body's priorities, right? So, like, if you just sat in bed and someone came and fed you food, your body takes 70% of that to do just that alone. We're not talking about thinking, working out, whatever, right? So, if you think about that, 70% of 16 would be 10% of 600 would be 16, and then 16 times 7, so it's 32, 64, 128, whatever. So, 328. You're looking at like, you're not getting that much, right? So by the time you actually want to your body needs energy to lose fat as well too. So if you're not giving your body enough energy to lose fat, you're just not going to keep losing fat. So what you have to do is you need to increase your calories. I would say put it up to 200, 2,000 at least. At least. You got to work your way back up, but then keep your exercise high. So you're basically going to fuel yourself so you can do more cardio, but that's going to help increase your metabolism. Buy a plan. I'm dead serious. Get a plan.
Is milk okay for extra protein?
It is, but it's very minuscule. You gotta think of like, unless you're drinking. I sometimes get a milk that's got 16 grams of protein in it, right? So unless you're getting like a significant amount of protein in the milk without it increasing your overall calories, yeah, good. But I would say just add some protein powder into your mix and you're good.
Hey man, been trying pullover so many times now. Can't feel my lats. Been doing it just like you said in your videos, but it just doesn't work. Why? We're
supposed to be doing. Are your elbows bent? I don't know. This is gonna be so hard. But next, we should do the ones you can show what they're doing, guys. Actually, just so you guys know, I have a post about a week ago that I said I want you guys to send your videos to that email address. I'm going to take those videos and I'm going to do a coaching up session with those videos, coaching up my subs. So I'll give you guys, and I'll do a long series so everybody gets a chance to get their videos in. And yeah, I'll give you content for years. But either way, if you're not feeling your lats, I would say that a couple of things could be happening. Number one, you could be bending your elbows too much. If anything, I want you to, or your hands, right? Where your hands are. I might as well just act this thing out. How many people have questions?
Quite a few.
Lots.
Yep.
All right, so I'll go this way so they can see.
Why don't you just move?
We're just gonna keep that all there. Who cares?
No, we're not.
All right. All right, so here's your your dumbbell. Whether you're gonna be on this side of the bench, lying across it perpendicular or horizontal, or parallel, sorry. All right, so a couple things. I'm gonna do start. I'm gonna kind of get my hand here underneath, like this, first, and then I'm gonna take this other hand and reach across and kind of put like this so I have the right in the corner, like right in the middle of my hands, right? I'm gonna keep it this way. Then I'm gonna use my body to kind of pull over to the starting position. Now from here, like the lot of my back is on the bench, but my head's not hanging off. So I'm like right here, I'm comfortable right here, right? Now I'm gonna put pressure on the outside of my hand. I'm gonna push this weight back. So I'm basically gonna go this way. I'm gonna reach far as back as I can on the way down. And I'm gonna put pressure on the outside of my hands, right? When I'm here. And I'm gonna pull myself up with my lats and pulling, but I'm pulling away from me, right? So I'm not doing this and trying to pull this way. I'm trying to pull as long as I can to come back to the beginning. And I'm gonna stop here. I'm not gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop right here, so there's still tension on my lats. I'm gonna push, like I'm pushing my fingers out this way so you can see the direction of where I'm trying to push while I'm going back from here and then pulling over and keep my chest high. Try that.
What's up, Mr. Shreve? How do I correct a muscle imbalance I have? I notice my right side is slightly smaller, excuse me, than my left, particularly my tricep. What's a good way to help correct the imbalance?
So, it's every week I get this question, which is good. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about your imbalances unless it's been something that's been, I would say, neglected for a reason. Meaning, number one, maybe you've had like surgery, or broken something on that side and you couldn't train your tricep and your tricep atrophy, like you lost muscle, and then we're building it back up. You're gonna do, and let's put it this way, even if you did it and you just think you have a balance and you wanna make the balance better, add unilateral movements in there. Meaning like you're gonna do your 2-arm exercises. Unilateral just means doing one side. Bilateral means doing both at the same time. So if I'm gonna do, I would say, tricep extensions, or my tricep day, I'm gonna do them at the same time, but then I'm also gonna do a few exercises, or maybe one exercise or two, where I'm gonna utilize it when doing one arm at a time. And I'm gonna start on that side first, not the side that's good. I'm gonna do as much as I can on the side that isn't as big, and then when I go to the other side, I'm gonna just do the same amount of reps. I'm gonna match those reps. That's basically all you can do, but as well too is like, remember, make it like, if you find that there's an imbalance you think there is, and you wanna build that imbalance, you have to make sure that you're eating enough protein, enough calories, resting properly, drinking enough water. All those things are required, not just training on that side.
I can't do pull-ups. How do I work the same muscle group with dumbbells only?
With dumbbells only, rows. So if you could do dumbbell rows, I forget what the actual ratio is, but you should be able to do a certain amount to be able to work on the push-ups or pull-ups. You should be able to do a certain amount of dumbbells. Either way, doing dumbbell rows is good to get used to just being here and like literally opening your shoulder up. So we want to make sure we're always getting a hang, because the biggest problem for people when it comes to doing pull-ups, it's not necessarily, it's not from here to here people have an issue with. It's being in a hang and initially getting the shoulder down here to be able to pull up. So we want to work, if we're doing dumbbell rows and we only have dumbbells, you want to make sure that we're not kind of doing this stuff, we're just kind of rowing like this. We want that arm, the scapula or the shoulder blade to open up so we can get low and then roll everything in, nice stretch in a row, right? We want to be able to do that and really milk the stretch as much as you can, and then roll, then build yourself up in there. If you have enough dumbbells, continue working yourself up, progressive overload, and then work up to here. If you have a pull-up, if you have a place where you can do pull-ups, use bands, right? Utilize bands. Use these, nothing wrong with that at all. Do that and start from there, or any assisted, and work away from there too.
How would reps on a hard set look like? Would my rep decrease each due to coming too close to failure?
Yes, your reps should 100% be. If you can go in and do, say you have 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and you go in and you're getting 10 reps every single time, you should be increasing your weight. That would be like, that's the point where like, hey, we're strong, increase your weight. So you should be decreasing each set. And if you're not, that means you're getting stronger that set, or you're just not working as hard as you can be.
Do you still build muscle when lifting if your muscles are not burning but you feel the muscle fatigue?
Yes. Yeah, there's a few signs like that we know that lactic acid is a sign of muscle hypertrophy. A pump is also a sign of that as well too. So those are 2 good signs. So yeah, one of those 2 are good.
For me, more than normal bar bench press, I feel my chest more machine bench press. So which one should I do more?
The one where you feel it more.
I have developed tennis elbow. It sucks. It hurts when I do side delts, bicep curls, high bar rows, and more. I won't stop working out, just no way. But are there any tricks or something to make it better?
Get a little squeezy ball. Those are really good. Doing some actual forearm exercises. Cable curls, wrist curls, doing those are good too to help strengthen. A lot of times we have kind of tennis elbows because this is really strong and this isn't. So you gotta think about like our muscle, like how we're built, right? If I have really weak calves, or say like very bad mobility in my ankles, it's gonna work its way up to my body, and somehow, shape or form, I'm gonna start paying for my calves or my ankles being weak. Not saying that you have to have big calves. What I'm saying is that think of how our body's built, right? If we only focus on having big muscles and we do a lot of stuff with our hands and we have weak forearms, eventually our elbows are gonna start getting hurt, gonna start having pain, right? Same with your knees. If your feet are weak, your ankles are weak, or whatever, your knees are gonna start feeling weak. Or say like your quads are strong, or your calves are really strong and your quads aren't, your knees just feel weak. So strengthen everything.
Should I put rope crunches into my ab workout?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're great. Heck yeah.
And I'm trying to grow my chest with dumbbells and Smith, so how many sets should I do to grow them?
Watch my video from last week. So you probably can't put it in there. Well, I'll just tell you. In a work of a day, train each muscle group, 3 to 12 hard sets for each muscle group. Actual exercises, 1 to 3 exercises per muscle group, because that's all the muscles actually do in terms of movement. So your chest, you can do 3 movements and they can be 4 hard sets each and you'll reach your quota, right? If you're just getting into it, I would make sure you keep those sets pretty high. You have to work way up to those, but again, I would say like on one day, 3 to 12 hard sets.
What would be some core stability exercises to do after every training session? Lower ab, upper obliques, preferably calisthenics or free weight, because I have a home gym. Thank you for being so informative.
What kind of core stuff should we be doing?
Core stability stuff.
Planks is good, like core stability. Planks, side planks, so like side planks. Anything where you'd be like this. You can do one of these things here. Keep your foot up like this. Planks from here. Right, we can work our way down and up if you need to, like this. You could start trying to do one like each side, doing these is good. Same idea. What else? Good ones where you're kind of like sitting like this, and then literally just walk like that. There's a bunch of really cool ones to do.
That's quite a few.
Yeah, try those to start.
What is the best protein source other than chicken/tuna?
What's a good protein source? Most meats are. These are for those, I'm not trying to alienate those who are vegetarian or vegan, but chicken, fish, beef, wild game's good. Those are all good sources. Pork as well too, right? There's, you gotta look at like what makes a good meat source is that it has like a rich amount of good amino acids that your body needs. So those are really good. And then protein powder is good too, man.
How do you feel about resistance bands to build muscle versus weights?
Resistance bands to build muscle are good at the start. The only issue with some of that is that when we're working like if you're starting off and you're, let's just say it's the vid all over again, and we never go through that bullshit again. But let's just say like you're locked down, you can't do anything, and they're like, you gotta stay in the house and work out. And you're kind of at your beginning of your journey. They work. They're good to add, some resistance to your journey, which is good. The only problem is that sometimes, like when you're using bands, like bands are really good. So when I push away, right? Oh, it's good. I'm getting stronger here. But even when I'm back, they get loose. So they're gonna really only help you at the top end of your lift, which is not bad to start. But eventually you do want to be challenged a lot more at the bottom of, because that's where we're gonna get the most amount of muscle recruitment. So what does help out is like, if we're doing like back, the further we are away, we at least get resistance to stretch. We're pulling in, it gets hard here, but we're still getting resistance kind of pulling up, but not as much as we do when we're getting it here. Regardless, you can, but then eventually you get it too strong for your bands, you're gonna have to throw some dumbbells in the gym.
How much can you deadlift, squat, and bench?
Right now, I don't know. Back in the day, over 6 for everything, and then 4, and I never did a 1 rep max for pressing, but it was 405 for 5 reps for pressing flat bench.
Between the barbell row and Pendlay row, which is better for building a massive back?
I would say what's better. The difference, the Pendlay row is going to put you in a greater stretch if you do it from a deficit, right? A barbell will give you a stretch a little bit. This is going to be tough. I'll have to say barbell row, because if you're starting from the ground, you're also loading more. Man, this is a tough one. I'd have to say if you're doing it with not from a deficit, so like when you're on the ground, if there's no stretch at the bottom, then I'm going to say I'll have to give it to just bent over barbell row. But if you're doing a Pendlay row from a deficit, then I have to say Pendlay row.
Hey Johnny, question. I've got a workout cycle planned to have 3 leg days each week for 3 weeks before my vacation. If I take all my arm muscles to maintenance, is 3 days a week still too much volume?
For legs, it depends on how you program your legs and how you space them out. You can definitely do legs 2 times a week. You can do like a quad on dominant day on one day. Say you do like, I don't know, let's just say you do leg extensions, hack squat, and some type of lunge variation. The next time you do, let's say we do leg press, leg extensions, and then some kind of whatever variation. Then on this other day you do RDLs, hamstring curls, and let's say a squat movement. Then the next day you do adductors, and maybe just like glute only exercise. It's completely fine.
What do you think about Mike Mentzer's HIT?
About his what?
His hit.
It has merit. Mike Mentzer's training has good merit to it, but it's not going to beat your hypertrophy, your normal regular hypertrophy. It just doesn't beat it. It's a good, if it works for you, great. But if you were like, hey, I want to just do the fundamentals of hypertrophy training to build muscle, or Mike Mentzer, I would be like hypertrophy all day long.
Can you demonstrate how to do a chest incline row on an adjustable bench?
Chest incline row.
On an adjustable bench.
Lying incline. That.
Oh.
That's what they mean. How'd you not figure that out? A chest incline what? Row, what you roll from upside down? Are you on your back rowing? Because I just suppressed.
Shut up.
Just saying. All right, so a couple things you do in a row. Most benches is going to be like your first notch here, right? If we go too high, we're not going to get that. Our range of motion just is not good here, right? So let's get it to the first. A couple things. You might have to start from here, which is fine. You know, so, you know, walk over, put yourself over like this. You know, put your dumbbells here. Now, I'm gonna keep myself, you know, active in my toes. I'm gonna kind of lay my hips down first, and I'm gonna roll these things off the bench and then lower myself here. Now, I also wanna make sure that I'm a little bit past my solar plex, or like, I would say in the middle. The bench is at the top of the bench is in the middle of my chest and right underneath my clavicles, right? And so I'm active from my toes, my core is engaged, my arms are long, my chest is still up from here, and then I'm rowing right here to the side, and that's it. And then controlling it down. Then when I'm rowing, I'm gonna breathe out and engage my core the entire time. So I look like this and I'm active and not like this. I don't wanna be like this. This is rolling like this. I want my entire body to go from here to being here and down and stretch. So my scapulars are gonna open, my shoulder blades are gonna open, and they're gonna close and roll. This bench keeps moving.
While doing flat bench press, I get a lot of tension on my triceps. I don't feel this while doing incline or decline. Is this normal?
Stop doing bench press. Dead serious. It's not normal. Nothing is normal. Pain is not normal, especially like if you're pressing and you're feeling pain, whether your form is good or not, is not normal. So whenever you're feeling pain, ding, 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 not normal. Now, if you're not feeling pain in another exercise where you're targeting their chest, do that exercise. There's some movements that I just don't do because I get pain in certain places, and I just won't do it, right? So I would just stick to incline. I'm only going to benefit from that anyway. You'll still build your entire chest by doing incline. And I would assume, just like myself, you're probably trying to build up your chest anyway. So just ditch flat bench.
Hey Johnny, can you explain the grip position and its targeting muscle group for back? So like
okay, so we have a couple different grips, right? We have pronated is this, right? Neutral grip is this, and then supinated is this, right? We can say like palms down, palms up, a neutral or hammer, right? Now the difference is orientation of where my hands are. So let's just use this machine here for fun. If we're doing a row and I'm holding this part here, right? Remember before when we were talking, the blade of my hand is here, my elbow is gonna fall the same way. So I'm gonna do, my arm's gonna end up rowing like this, right? So with this row, I'm still hitting my back, right? I'm hitting my back, I'm hitting my back, I'm hitting my back. The difference is here, shoulder extension, that means my arm's going on this way. Here means basically horizontal adduction, right? I'm going back, right? So from here, yeah, I'm still working my lats, but from here, I'm working lats, I'm working forearm, I'm working biceps. So lats first, then biceps, then forearm because of how my hand is. If I go this way, and I say stand because I'm not gonna do this on this bench, but from here, a lot more bicep, still lats. From here, I'm getting lats, not much bicep, not much forearm, a lot more shoulder or rear delt, rhomboids, traps. Now my traps are still working on all these movements here, right? Because my traps are closing off my shoulder blades. So I'm working my traps, I'm working my rhomboids, I'm working my rhomboids and rear delts a lot more like this. I'm working my biceps and my forearms a lot more like this, and lats, and still my traps. And from here, a lot more biceps and traps, and then my lats.
What's more important, reaching muscle failure but not experiencing soreness?
Soreness isn't your indicator whether or not you have worked hard or not. It can just be your body's response to a new stimuli, whatever, right? So if I haven't trained in a long time and I train again, I get DOMS, good muscle soreness. Once my body starts getting acclimated to the training stimulus, I don't normally feel that kind of pain anymore. That doesn't mean that I'm not growing, right? So it's always good to bring yourself to close to failure. Again, like there's some studies that have been done that close to failure is as good enough to failure. But I watched a couple of videos, and I was watching stuff that Mike put out, and did some further research on it. There's a good point to also make. When people do studies on, when they do like collective studies on training, and they do like a group analysis and they take like 100, take 1,000 people, whatever. They're not taking me, like people like me, right? They're taking the regular people off the street that trained. Like they're not taking a bunch of seasoned athletes and training them. So when we say like, all right, close to failure or failure, that's a very, very individual thing that you have to kind of figure out on your own. Meaning I would go to the gym and know and experience failure first. Like go to the gym and press. Like I coach athletes where I'm telling a guy right now that you need to take your one set to failure every single time because I can see that he can train harder, but he kind of just doesn't. It's not because he doesn't want to, because he's a really hard worker. He just doesn't really know what it feels. He thinks he is. So when he takes his set to failure now, he actually has something to measure to when someone says train to 2 to 3 sets to failure. Because if you have never been to failure before, how do you know what failure even feels like?
Any advice for wrist pain when doing dumbbell curls?
Couple things. If you have wrist pain, I'm maybe assuming that you're letting your wrists do this, right? So if you're letting your wrists do this or overdo this, you're gonna have wrist pain. Now, if they're staying fairly neutral and they're if they're staying fairly neutral anyway, and you're still feeling pain, then it could be like you probably weaken your forearm. So I would make sure you're working on those kind of things. And if anything, if they're having pain, make sure you just keep your forearm straight and wear some wraps to start. If it's that bad, just get yourself figured out first before making it worse.
Is pork healthy?
Oof, I don't want to say about that. Yes, just get the fat off of it. I think it's because most time it carries a lot more fat. I mean, there's some cuts of steak that are fat as well too, but I think pork just gets a bad rap just from like society and religion. I'm dead serious. I don't think it's as bad. Like if I'm gonna pick between a sirloin steak and a pork chop, I'm picking a sirloin steak 10 times out of 10. If I want some bacon for breakfast, I'm gonna have some bacon maybe, but I'm not saying it's the best, but yeah.
I'm currently benching 255 for 6. I'm trying to hit 300. What weight should I use on my next bench workout to get me closer?
Oh man, take your time. Like I know you're doing it. I'm not gonna take away your fun. It's great to want to be strong and to have some goals, but progressive overload in intelligent increments. Not saying that'd be condescending, but like if you want to get to 300 pounds and he did 255 for 6, I would almost I'm pretty sure to get 300 pounds, you have to do 255 for 10. I'm pretty sure. So I would work on building those reps up. I would say if you could do 250 for 3 sets of 10, you can do 300 once, right? So I would work on that. I would say get to 10 reps at 250, right? Once you get 3 sets of 10 reps, then I would say from there you can probably add on. I would say go from 250 to 260. Add 10 pounds on each side, 5 pounds on each side. Go by smaller increments. You don't have to rush yourself to get there. If you rush yourself to get to 300, you hurt yourself before you get there, I promise you.
When I work out, the DOMs hit me so badly. Is there anything I should be doing to make recovery go faster? Stretching, supplements, good sleep?
If you ask me that question, you should be doing those things. And I'm glad you're asking me those questions because I'm going to say do those things. So making sure you eat enough calories, right? First and foremost, you're getting DOMs, which is good for you, awesome. That means you're training hard, maybe starting out, good shit. Now, to make sure that it's happening more, or acclimate, make sure you're recovering better, you need enough protein, 100 grams of protein per body weight. That's more than enough. Have enough calories, because it doesn't matter if you eat enough protein. If you're not eating enough calories in total, you're not building any muscle. You're not gonna help with your recovery. So eating enough calories at least. And then making sure you're sleeping, resting properly, and then making sure you're drinking water and stretching and that stuff. That's gonna help with your DOMs.
Bro split versus push-pull days. Have you seen better gains from one or the other?
No, so the split, here's the answer for what is the best split, all right? Let's just say everybody here wants to build muscle and that's it. I want to build muscle. All right, cool. Then this best split is going to be the one that you can commit to, the days, right? It doesn't matter about a 5-day split or a bro split or push-pull legs. If you can only commit 3 days to the gym, right? So it only matters, again, it goes to what you can actually commit to, number one. And then the next, it's going to be basically what are your goals, right? You might not need 6 days. If you have banging chest, you don't got to train your chest like twice a week. So that's one less day you can train. If you need to train everything and get everything bigger, I would say, 6 days a week if you can, but you can also still program pretty fairly, training your muscle groups twice a week in a 5 day as well too, just how you train it. So that's your answer.
What do you think are the best core exercises?
The best core exercises?
Yeah.
All the movements that are lifting up your torso, like your, so I would say like anything when so if I'm doing a core exercise, like knees are good, but you gotta make sure you're curving them all in, right? They can't just be here, because we're just doing hip flexors. So when you're doing knee raises, it comes all the way in. So you're down and all the way in. Or if you're doing like toe to bar, or if you're doing, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you're probably not doing toe to bar. Anything like that. I like doing cable crunches as well too. I love doing cable crunches. And basically like, even candle with the Roman candles, I called them candlesticks last time. Are they called Roman candles or candlesticks?
Does it really matter?
It doesn't matter. Ones like this.
Like a Roman candle is a candlestick.
But, so these are good too. Get yourself up and control the weight down.
Oh, Mike.
Mike? Oh. Can you hear it now?
Yeah, you're good.
Or better?
Yeah.
All right, so probably do the same thing anyway.
Probably.
So from here, up, right, and then controlling your core down slowly like that. You can do it from here if you're not something like that. You can do basically like these as well too. Make sure everything is curling in, saving like this, rolling it in. Those are good.
I love your appearance on the trades, Johnny.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Like I said, I am short on time in the gym, like you pointed out, doing 1 or 2 good sets. But is that enough if I'm only going 4 days a week and I'm not able to hit it twice?
4 days a week in the gym? He said it's not enough to do?
Is that, like he's asking, is that enough?
If you can go to the gym, the bare minimum, guys, again, is like in a day, it's like 3 minimum to 12 hard sets, right? So 3 to 12 hard sets. Of course, if you can only do 3 hard sets, you can still build muscle, but it's not going to be anywhere near as fast as if you did like 6 sets, but you're still eliciting muscle growth. So that is better than, it's not even one of those better than nothing things. You're doing the minimum of what's required. So if you only have X amount of time to do it and you're doing 4 days a week, that's completely fine. Just make sure you're doing at least the minimum. I would say get it like if you could do at least 1 exercise with 5 sets or do 2 exercises for 8 sets, completely fine.
Best mid-trap exercise, just lean over shrugs, question mark?
Those are good. Yeah, anything where you're challenging yourself like this, right? I like doing the one before, I think I showed you guys last week. But, bust my head with this thing. Oh, just bagged myself. So this is a really good one. I love this one because I was introduced to it last year and I thought it was awesome, but away. So take your hand, so you're here, this is right in front of us, walk out a bit, and here let everything protract, chest up, and then back. And that's your mid-chop. This is freaking awesome. I love these. Like doing these are really good. And you can walk even further, and this is gonna be a little more here. So this is really good. Walking closer and go a little higher. So the further you walk, the more mid-chop you're getting. And that's really good. Out all the way, squeeze, out and stretch. Squeeze, out and stretch.
What is the best chest exercise in your opinion?
The best exercise, in my opinion, I'm just really biased to, I'm gonna say incline dumbbell press. Because I find because of the majority of us lack our upper chest, and the fact that incline does still build the entire chest, And we can, there's a more of a strength carryover with dumbbells. I'm gonna say dumbbells, but because most people don't really have the best connection with dumbbells, my next best bet is gonna be Smith machine incline press.
Johnny, what do you think about fad diets like keto, paleo, Atkins, etc.? Do you think intermittent fasting is possible without losing / not gaining muscle?
All diets do the same thing. They put you in a deficit. If your diet, the best diet is the one that you can stick to. And I know that there's for me, I'm always gonna preach the same shit, and that's why I'm semi-boring when it comes to nutrition. As long as you can get your macronutrients, your carbs, your proteins and fats, and a good amount of micronutrients in your diet, it doesn't matter what diet you do. It doesn't. As long as you're making sure you're getting enough calories from that diet and enough protein, fiber from the rest of the stuff and macronutrients. And if you stick to it, good. What are you laughing at?
Oh my God, Devontae Adams.
Oh, that's right. Devontae. Surprise, guys. I don't want you guys to know that I do YouTube as well, so I changed my name to Johnny, and season's come up soon. Devontae Adams is 6 foot, guys. You understand how tall the dude is? I like it, though. May get that shin surgery and get myself another couple inches.
If someone donated $20, would you do 10 Bulgarian squats?
To do 10 Bulgarian squats? Bulgarian split squats? Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know.
He makes me, I have to do them? I have to. I paid.
Well, if somebody gave you $20.
All right.
Nobody gave you $20. You don't have to.
No one gave me?
No.
If somebody did? Yeah. Oh, I thought because usually the thing pops up and there's a little money there and someone else did. That's why I asked.
Yes, he would. He would, for sure. If I do drop set or rest pause sets, do I go to failure on my first normal set before I drop the weight?
Yes. Yeah. Or you can come close to failure, right? If you can go one set to failure or a couple sets to failure, because it's completely fine. But you got to get somewhere close to there, right?
Best forearm dumbbell workout?
Best forearm dumbbell workout? Well, it's easy. You can do easy, but I would say grab a weight, make it easy. I would say kind of doing if you're doing this, right, and then curling yourself up like this, or you can do them only reason why I don't doing them on the bench is because you got to do this weird thing where you're kind of hunched over like this. You can do these, which might be actually better the other way, so take that back. He's actually pretty good. But yeah, when you're doing them, you want to get as much stretch out as you can. I'm gonna do the same technique when it comes to any other way I'm holding it, but I'm gonna let this thing drop right to my fingers, right? Reason why I'm doing that is because all the things that are pulling my fingers up, is this is where the muscle is. Everything else in my fingers here are ligaments and tendons, right? So from here, if I get down here and curl away, I'm getting a lot more than is doing this, right? I get even more of a stretch. You can actually see, if you come here close enough, if you look at my wrist, here's my wrist right now, right? I want you to look at this area. Here it is all the way down with my fingers here. Now watch. If I do this, see how much different everything looks from here? And then all the way up. Come all the way down, let it roll, then all the way up. Roll, then all the way up.
Just a thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Your ebook and video guys are always helpful, helping me out. If you are my go-to top person when it comes to fitness. BMW or Audi. Johnny, what's your take on doing squats, deadlifts, bench press on Smith machine?
What's my squats, bench press, and deadlift? Fine.
On the Smith machine.
I think it's fine. People too much crap. The Smith machine is an unbelievable tool. Unbelievable tool. I think it's great to do. I think as long as you're getting, when it comes to deadlifts, you have to make sure you're getting low enough, so it's actually like a deadlift if you're doing it, right? As much as I crack on deadlifts, there's nothing wrong with doing them in the Smith machine. Nothing wrong. You can do them all there.
Hey, dude, I'm 11 years old. I want a six-pack.
Oh, what's up, dude? Don't worry about it, homie. Just be active. Go play your extracurricular sports. Go play. Here's how I got my six-pack when I was your age. I was actually 11 years old when I started working out, right? I went to the gym. I did actually. But at the same time, I played every sport in elementary school. I played minor league football. I played minor league baseball. Played hockey. So I played everything. So like, be active. Don't worry about eating. Just make sure you're eating and make sure just make sure you're fueling yourself. But don't worry about all stuff. You can do some sit-ups and stuff right now for sure. Do those. I did push-ups and sit-ups when I was young too. I did basically the same exercise. That's why I'm good at doing those exercises. I was doing them when I was a kid. So train is completely fine, but be active, right? Be completely active. Get involved in all sports you can. Be active, and that's your six-pack, 100%.
Can somebody tell me what DOMs are?
Delayed onset of muscle soreness. And it's exactly what I just said. There's the science behind it is like, it's kind of like there's people still don't really know why exactly. But basically what happens is you go to the gym, new stimuli happens, and then you feel the soreness the day after, but then you feel like it's even more sore like the next day. So like, it's a delayed onset of muscle soreness. Yes.
How do you smash through plateaus? Every week.
Sorry. Smash through plateaus. So a couple things. Make sure you're eating enough food. That helps out. Changing your stimulus. So like, let's say like you're going through, you're building some muscle, you're progressive overloading in your hypertrophy or like your build phase. I would say then deload or get into a strength phase, and then from there rinse, repeat, and you start getting past those plateaus. Also, changing up your rep schemes can help out. Doesn't mean your neck exercise. Let's just say you're not progressing anymore on incline dumbbell press or any kind of incline pressing at the same weight, and you're doing, say, straight sets. I would start adding in rest pause with that, or a mile match reps. Some of that can help you get past that plateau, and then those are good ways.
What's your favorite attachment on the lat pull down and cable row?
My favorite. So what I like doing, so this is my favorite. But if I don't have this, and I like using this supinated too. These things here, not sponsored by them. You see me prime rotate, I'm doing you some freaking justice. A lot of you guys have. Anyway, so I usually use this one. I like doing pull downs with this, but at the same time, if I'm in a gym that doesn't have that, I also love using the D handles. Pause. Like using the D handles, guys, like this. I don't have the actual pull down machine here, but like this. It gives me a lot of free range in pulling down. I know, actually, you know what, man? I like these better than the other ones, to be honest. If I got some straps on this too to keep the fatigue away from my forearms, I don't really get that fatigue as much, but I like going with these, keep my chest up from here and pulling down. I can do more of a high row if I sit back a little more, like this, and then I can do even more if I want to get really underneath it here and create a lot more tension from here and pulling down, but I like using this guy.
What movements would you think are best for someone working around an elbow surgery?
What moves work around best? Don't use your elbow. You're done. Recover. Like if your surgery is done and your recovery with your PT is all finished, slowly get yourself back into elbow flexion and extension. Working the muscle. Like bands are completely fine. I would say to help out with some stuff like this is so you can do a little bit of resistance, whether you're doing it from this way or whether you're pulling it from up here, whatever, right? Anything where you're kind of working resistance slowly, working the resistance back, like this. Those are good. Forearm work as well too, to work the muscle around, because you basically want to strengthen all the muscles that are surrounding your elbow, that are sandwiching your elbow. Right?
Should I add a separate arm day in my workout?
If your arms are not big enough and you feel like they need more attention, yes.
Best exercise for building big calves?
Anything where you're getting a great stretch from the bottom. So I like doing anything. I'm going to do I like doing these. So if you have, really, I like doing leg press because it's seamless for me to get this stretch down. So I want my calves to get this incredible stretch like this, like my toes are coming up here, then getting all the way up, and then coming all the way down. But if you can do this on any other machine, whether you're doing it standing or say like a calf raise machine, I find that, you know, this is a lot better because like really, like you don't really need to load your spine to work your calves if you don't have to, but if you have to, that's fine too, but make sure we get a great amount of stretch at the bottom and then all the way up and then stretching at the bottom.
Somebody asked earlier what kind of shoes you had.
These are the Vivo Bare Feet shoes. They're dope. I've had these for, I would say I've been wearing them steady since December, and I've been doing nothing but training in these. There's not one, like there was no sign of wear, like not much, and then running outside and everything. So.
Is it possible to obtain, quote, bolder shoulders naturally, or does it require to get into a single-digit body fat or more frequent delt training, like to get basically the cappy shoulders?
He wants cap shoulders by being in a deficit?
No, he just says, is it possible to obtain bolder shoulders naturally, or does it require you to get to single-digit body fat?
So yes, you can get bolder shoulders naturally, and you can get them with more body fat, and you'll be able to achieve them with more body fat, but you'll be able to make them look bigger when you're leaner. The leaner you look, the more pronounced the shoulder is going to look, the more definition is going to show between the shoulder itself and the bicep and the tricep, and that's where that bolder shoulder looks. I mean, you know. Yeah.
I effed up my shoulder when I do chest exercises. Now it hurts a little bit. How long will it take to heal?
It all depends on how you treat your recovery. So if you keep on banging it, you're gonna make it worse and worse. I've had shoulder issues for a while. My biggest thing, and that's the reason why I'm huge on Forearm, is because everything I do keeps my shoulder in place so I don't have pain in my shoulder. So Forearm is massive. And obviously, like, you're working your mobility and recovery. So if you don't feel you're fully recovered and you still keep banging it out, you're gonna take a lot longer to recover. So start off very slow, work your way back. Injuries are good for that reason. They make you go back to the beginning and relearn movements so you can learn them without the bad habits that maybe got you there in the first place. Or if you hurt yourself by doing something else, same idea anyway. It's gonna bring you back to really being a lot more focused on your training fundamentals.
When I do a push day, should I structure all my chest workouts to be one after another and then I'll triceps, or should I mix them up?
You can, if your chest day is your priority, I'll get all your chest stuff done, and then your triceps stuff at the end.
You're at 63 minutes.
What time is it?
2:07.
I gotta go.
Okay.
I gotta go to Birdsboro and get this thing. Yeah, guys, I gotta go. So sorry, I gotta go. But every Monday, guys, I'm gonna keep up with this, make sure you guys know, but meet me here every Monday. If you want to get the second one as well too, you can join my school community, build the thing up, come over there, and make sure you guys get into my Discord as well too, because we do a couple things there, here and there. Go to Discord. There's a great community already built there. That's we got training. You know, everyone's talking about training, nutrition, supplementation. Everything is a really cool community there. So head on over there as well too. But I gotta go. Thank you guys for so much. Thank you, Erica, for being my question reader. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, guys, see you next time, next week. Until next time, Art and Sharp as Iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.